bands, I think we can give it a go. Alright, good evening ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to what might be the last game of the day in the ESL Thinkfast Razer League, and the last game of the whole group stage as well. This is Genuine up against RizeGaming. It's the final match. They're doing it a bit differently. They're doing a best of 3 because these teams are actually tied, and it's the winner who'll be the final participant in next week's kind of big finale. And RizeGaming, 1 game ahead so far. Early pickup, early bans, Razer and Viper, we've been seeing a lot of them. Really, people don't want to be playing with them in the game. And Genuine banning the IO, who Rize put to great use in the early game.
Yes.
Rize going for a fairly traditional Faceless Void. And I'll let David and Libby talk about the picks.
Ogre Chikiro for Genuine began with Skywrath. Ogre Chikiro is a very strong support duo right now. Reliable stun into unreliable stun. Skywrath Earthshaker is another very traditional hard control versus hard damage. It's the two, I would say, most prominent support duos in 6.82 Dota as it has evolved. These specific combinations of Ogre Chikiro, Skywrath Earthshaker. Generally, one team will try to pick up one, the other team will try to pick up the other.
And also the exact same supports that Genuine was using last game.
Yes. Good call there. And we also saw the Skywrath Earthshaker combo come out in the matches earlier today as well.
Yeah.
And we were saying that you can run it aggro, you can run it defensive, and you can gank with it. And that's true. That's true of both of these two. Very, very
far the best support duos in the game. Very flexible, provide everything you need, work with a lot of different combos. This is how you want to build your team right now. One of these two duos.
I would say that the Ogre Jakiro lineup better push. The the Skywrath Earthshaker better team fight.
Yeah, better
and probably better gank.
Yes.
I'd give him the gank.
I would say that Jakiro Ogre also scales a little bit later. Skywrath falls off. Earthshaker does well, but Jakiro Ogre both can contribute a lot with Liquid Fire, with the big AoE control, which becomes more important in team fights. And
Bloodlust.
Both of those support, and Bloodlust being the main reason.
Any buff for a right clicker is a scaling ability, yeah.
As a core, he as a support, he scales pretty well for a support. So, Yep,
absolutely.
The duos are out,
and a lot of the big right click cores are out as well. We've got Death Prophet and Centaur both being taken out for Genuine. Okay, so there you're looking more utility. They want to be in control of the push. That's what that's screaming to me. Whereas RizeGaming taking out Wraith King and Lycan. So I think the Lycan pick is clever because Genuine have the Ogre. But I think what they're more concerned about is team fight almost. It really seems like Rize want to take out the heroes who will prevent the ults from working, because they are all about the ults. They've got Echo Slam, Mystic Flare, and now Brewmaster Split.
I'm surprised that Genuine didn't consider a Nature's or someone that could really push around that, considering the Lycan and Wraith King bans.
I mean, I think they were fairly safe not picking it up here, because Rize weren't going to pick it, because Nature's would be awful for them against Jakiro. And Ogre. And Tide.
Okay.
So they didn't have, there's, I think if Genuine were planning to just hold it off until this pick, I'd be fine with that, because I think the Tide's a little bit more in demand from both teams.
I think Nature's is a decent pick for Rize. It's not great for Genuine, because Skywrath is very strong against him in lane. But I could see it working quite well for Rize, actually.
I think it would be a great pickup for Genuine. Even if the lane is hard, you've got the Ogre
Where would
Mage.
you put the Tide Hunter then?
Oh, that's true. That's a good point. Yeah, you'd have to really force it in here. Yep. Okay. Well, maybe what you were saying is exactly right. Then they were
Earthshaker. They were the Earthshaker. That's always scary.
Yep. No, you're right. Then Nature's Prophet probably not a good pickup for them. The Tide Hunter though, I think that's really upset Rize.
Yeah, Tide's good.
Because I mean they wanted to control the team fights, and that ain't gonna happen now.
You can't ban all the team fighters. That's not gonna happen. There's a couple of them.
Yeah, but Tide. I mean.
Yeah, no.
Tide is Tide.
Skywrath is one of the best heroes at handling Tide in team fights, though. A silence that doesn't do any damage. There's a TA they should have picked up last game.
I mean, I like the pick. I can see Brewmaster struggling a bit. Again, I can see Brewmaster struggling against a TA. Yeah. The evasion will help, but obviously, and the mischance will help.
Good against TA.
But he's got nothing to deal with refraction. In fact, Rize have nothing to deal with refraction right now. They really need to get some DOT up.
That's true.
What do you reckon they go for? A right-click DOT, like a Veno or something, or Okay, or something. I'm not suggesting Venom. Or do they go for like an acid spray alchemist?
Nature's is good. I think that alchemist would be okay. I don't think you want to overreact to the TA. Like, it's something to keep in mind. I think they need to decide what they want to do here. With the TA out, it's going to be a little harder for them to go late because their 2 is a pretty hard-hitting 2. And Brewmaster does not scale anywhere near as well as TA does. So I think they need to figure out... right now, they're not going to go late against Genuine. They need to either commit to that or back out. Slark's a good pick. That's Dark Pact to break the TA, Refraction. They have a lot of AoE on Genuine. Ice Path, Ravage, both very strong against the Slark.
Macropire, Dual Breath.
Yeah. Ogre less so. So decent against Ogre. And it's decent against TA. I don't know. You can go over the Earthshaker Fissure, that helps.
It's decent against TA. I think you're right though. The problem that Rise have is their supports are about teamfight. Teamfights are going to be tricky. What they can try and do is go early, because as you say, Brewmaster doesn't scale as well as the TA, but it's going to be really hard to go early and push early against an Ogre, Jakiro, and Tide.
No, I agree.
Slark's an interesting pickup for them. I mean, it's just, outside of the ult though, you want Lockdown, and Ogre's great at Lockdown. Add on to that Jakiro, add on to that Tide.
They have a good, other than TA, they have a pretty good team at dealing with Slark. Also, Ogre is a tough guy to man up on in the early game. Although the stat steal will be very good against him, because he has already weak stats as it is.
Yeah, but that armor, though. That armor. Huskar banned out for Genuine. I think that's a very good respect ban. And it would still fit in Rize's lineup. Legion banned out for Rise. The one that you were so sure we were going to see in the first game.
Should have come. But
should have come. I'm with you on that. What do you think this last pickup is for Genuine?
Definitely a position 1. It's hard to say. They need some team fight out of their position 1. They need someone that's going to be able to scale. I could see a Spectre working well for them.
5 seconds.
Spectre could do, especially if you could get
Not very squishy with the Brewmaster, but other than that, great against Skywrath.
No, but you could pop Haunt and cancel the blinks, which might be really useful.
Yeah, that too. Yeah, very blink-oriented team. I would go Spectre if it was me.
I'm almost wondering whether they try and do something funky with a Tide off lane and a Tide solo safe lane and pick up like a Viper and try and go really early. But I guess they don't quite have the push to pull that
I don't
off.
want to do that against an Earthshaker Skywrath, and a Slark. Tough to kill.
Yeah, and it would be putting a few too many eggs in just that single basket.
And they don't know
Especially since they're down 1.
Yeah.
So this is not the game to take risks.
It's true. This is not the game to...
And they don't know who Tidehunter is going to go up against. Like, if Rise picks Timbersaw, then they're not going to want that one-on-one matchup. Like, go for the Necro. Okay, that's different.
I like it.
Not bad.
I think that position 1 Necro, yeah?
Yeah.
That'll be what it is. It's just a lot, like with the Slark and the Brew, they can be a real pain, but they're the biggest pain when they're with their team. If they can get that extra 30 seconds off on the Brew or the Slark, then they're going to be able to dominate the map until they come back. I think Rise really need their whole team to be able to put...
Necro's also nice against Brew because it gives you that extra window to focus him down. No more last-second primal splits.
Yeah, I mean, I call Reaper Size is a great nuke, but it's also a fairly decent stun. What's the actual duration? 1.5 seconds. That's not bad when you've got a TA right-clicking, 5 times a second or whatever.
And you don't have to actually get him to 0 within that 1.5 seconds. You just got to get him below a quarter or so.
But I mean, other than that, there is some truth to, there's a lot of lockdown needed to control Rise. You've got a Brewmaster and a Slark.
Opened up the window for a greedier third core and saying, okay, if you want to go Necro, then we will try to take it a little bit later then.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think Genuine scale hugely well here.
Not great.
Not
good.
Not amazing. All of them scale fairly well. Ogre and Jakiro especially for supports.
Okay.
That silencer
banned
pickup.
Silencer somewhat surprisingly in the first game, which leads me to believe that there's a good silencer player.
Just quickly getting my all the overlays set up. And yeah, do you guys want to introduce the other team this time? Whatever order we did it first.
Last time. Okay, so on Rise, we have Brewmaster being played by Crush Dota, Skywrath Mage played by Yoda, the stand-in Matrice on Slark, stand-in Thormon on Silencer, and Eke on dude with the drum. I got this. Wait for it.
We got
wait
it.
for it.
It's right there.
Earthshaker.
Yes,
It's
bastard.
actually not a drum, it's a totem.
My bad.
It's okay. You've only
He
offended
beats it
these people.
like
forever.
it's a drum.
It does
And it's
occasionally
looking
make.
like it may be some sort of initial aggro try type thing.
I think
coming
it
out
is, yeah.
For, Radiant. So on that note,
I mean, you were saying
playing
before Silence are fairly good against Necro mid game. I can't remember the reasons you gave for it, but that's something you mentioned in the first game
It's
draft,
true.
I think.
No, it's true. So quickly, playing on the Dire, for Genuine, on the Necrophos, in the safe lane defensive tri lane, we have Zoo. On Jakiro, we have Bearman Pig. On the mid T8, we have Mastermind. Also supporting Necro on the top lane, we have Ghidra.
Let's begin.
And then solo bottom, right now against the solo Slark, which should be an interesting lane mechanic-wise, we have Zograf on the Tidehunter.
I think that goes to Tide unless Slark can pull off something nice with Essence Shift.
Essence Shift is going to be really good, but the same I would say be true for Tide's main laning skill. Anchor Smash.
True.
I don't know. It's gonna be interesting. I'm not sure how this will work.
I'm really looking forward to seeing that matchup. Yeah.
Which will be nice. In and out a lot.
They say it will be
Oh.
very wet and slippery.
It will be wet and slippery. Yes, I think that's.
Report. Skyrath DC does it look like that's going to cause any huge problems? Nope, he's not facing back towards the base, so I think he is just walking back up to his lane. He is carrying the sentry. Let's take it with no. Where's the second Dire Obs? Oh, there it is. There it is. Gidra just got it up on the top rune. Right next to Ogre.
The Slark has started out with 8 tangos. Yeah, so he's gonna try to just man up on this Tidehunter, get an Orb of Venom, get a Poor Man's Shield, and just say screw your Anchor Smash. Bring it on. He's level Essence Shift level 1. Let's do this.
So let's have a look at that match. Max HP on the Tidehunter. 530, 511. Yeah, that's really going to hurt. He already looks like a squishier hero.
Yeah,
and
he is a squishier hero.
And has not brought enough. Has not brought as much regen as this Slark. So this is just going to be.
I don't think Tide is not ready for this lane.
Yeah, this is well played by Rise. I think this is a great way to counter this Slark. And of course, Slark is getting all of this as Agi.
Yep. Yeah.
Up on top lane, meanwhile, we've got the standard Jakiro harass going down, trying to push the lane out a little bit. Gudra really wants to be trying to find that sentry ward. But unfortunately it's Jakiro who's got their own sentry wards, and he kind of needs to be the lane support.
PMS. Orb first.
Meanwhile on the mid, Mastermind with Refraction up. Yeah, this is kind of going to be the problematic lane, I think, for Rise.
Yeah.
I think
not a lot of tools for Brewmaster.
I think what they try and do with it is just. We might even see Brewmaster going for a wand. I'm not sure, but I think he just tries to get the last hits that he can, and farm up, and then try and make his presence felt on other lanes when he feels he can rotate out.
There's also with the aggro try, it's going to be very hard for the Radiant to gank mid.
Yep, very
He's
true.
He's going to get this Theater on top. That's good.
If he can keep getting runes, then he should be able to farm fairly well.
With clap,
but of course, Genuine is going to be able to farm as well. There's not really much they can do to shut him down, and he'll probably get better farm out of the lane as well.
Lark has salved up here in the bottom lane.
He's not getting as many as he needs though into the. Not enough right clicks on this Tide as he needs. There's the Dark Pact.
Which should be able to purge the Anchor Smash as well. That's an important note.
Sorry, I didn't realize quite how Essence Shift scales. So what scales is the duration of the buff.
Yes.
That makes it hugely useful. Yeah. Okay. He's got this because his dominance of this lane is only going to get better.
Right.
And I think that's probably just a value point in pounce.
I'm sorry?
Yeah, should just be maybe if he gets low, let's make sure he can get the kill.
Yeah, or if he needs to escape from a gank or something like that.
Yeah. Definitely something you want to have in your toolkit.
Yeah. He does not need it for the damage. And you see Tide already taking the scaredy cat route to the side chop. And now just gonna soak up a few more right clicks.
Purges off the anchor smash, back to business.
Oh, and the other thing of course is Slark can pick up a magic wand.
I'm surprised.
Oh, and there's the leash. We've got Dark Pack coming as well. It's gonna be tricky though. One more. He gets it. First blood. Mental note for anybody wondering how to counter a Tidehunter.
Tempest can do similar things to a Tidehunter, but they're really the only two heroes I know of that can pull something like that off.
I guess Slark's just a bit nicer because it's passive. It's a bit like Tidebringer. It's so annoying in lane because it doesn't require any mana.
It is a little tricky because, as we saw, you can screw it up, and you need those lots of regen at the start to have the window. But if you can, it's great.
Well, yeah, I mean, this is your. I think is your go-to match to see about it. Get lots of regen at the start. Pick up a shield. He's already got poor man's up. He's already got treads. The wand is very useful as well. Big fight going down on top as Thorman gets brought really low by the Dire. Are they going to punish this aggro tri-lane? No, the South can be popped. And now they're countering. Eke manages to finish off. Oh, sorry, Silencer manages to finish off Necrophos with the DOT. Yoda now chasing down Ghidra. Running up into the side shop. There's going to be an ice path. Yoda just gets caught in it. Eke, though, does drop the fissure. And that'll be a dead Hydra.
Great fissure. Really trapped them in. And then the Silencer AoE caught all three. And that really makes a big difference during a fight. Like, it's tough harassing lane in the fight when you have that going on you, and you're too busy right-clicking and maneuvering to calculate everything perfectly. It does a lot of damage in those early engagements.
It was an interesting fight as well because it was very nearly equal. If they'd managed to kill that Silencer, I don't think they'd have managed to. I don't think Ryze would manage to get the second kill, and it just would have been a 1-1 trade. And they were so close, so close.
The problem again is this mid lane. I mean, Brewmaster's holding his own. He's doing a lot better than I thought he would do. But TA is still getting all the farm she wants, and it's only going to get worse.
And no rune down here for Brew. This is now a problem for him. He's basically going to have to run back to the... He can maybe, if he can get back quick enough, he might be able to farm a bit of this under tower. But he's going to have to get back to the fountain now.
And you can't evade side blades. That's one thing to remember.
Oh, interesting.
So the miss chance is nice, but the passive evasion doesn't do as much.
Interesting.
I'm pretty sure you can't evade side blades. Pretty sure.
Oh, they've managed to isolate Bearman Pig. They get the fissure down, but oh, Earthshaker does the wrong path to be able to get the next stun. They've got a huge amount of damage coming in though, and Jakiro, I think, does not have boots yet. Does not have boots yet. Max boots, guys. Always max boots. Brew hanging out of base. Picks up his items. Heading back to mid, do we think? Yes, he is. Down on bot lane, looks like Slark's the one who's being brought a little bit low now and doesn't have the mana to cast his ult.
He doesn't need to cast it. Walk into the woods.
That's true.
Heal full.
I mean, this I think is kind of what makes Slark a slightly better choice here than the Timbersaw. Oh, finishing off the Necrophos up on the top lane. 5 for 0 here for Ryze. 6-0 as they finish off Ogre as well. I really respect Ryze for the way they're playing this. Like they've drafted 2 really good lanes and 1 lane which is probably going to lose, and that's kind of the cost of how they drafted this mid lane, as you said. But what they're doing about that is they're just playing the mid lane nicely defensively and both of the other lanes really aggressively. They're confident in their maths. They know that will pay off. Matrice going down for this bot rune. I don't think Brewmaster's going to appreciate that much, unless he can be damn sure about getting this this top rune, which it looks like he'll be able to do. I don't know if TA isn't watching her clock or something, but she really should have been on that a little bit faster, I think. Oh, nice Fissure there, blocking Ghidra off from his team. Thorman needs to come in here for some right clicks, though. Is that going to be enough? With the silence of DOT, it's not. We've got Brew rotating up as well, looking to, as we were saying before,
get out of that lane.
Show off a bit in other lanes. One thing though that actually we didn't talk about with Brew is once he pops his ult, he actually does have a window where he can kill TA quite easily if he's got detection, because of course the Ember, the Fire Spirit or whatever you call it, has Radiance.
There's not a lot of damage. Brewmaster's just like, okay, grab yourself.
Yep. I mean, you know, the fissure helps. It's stopping them back up further into the jungle there.
This is funny.
And he's still got split. He's just waiting. And ouch, 8 for 0 now for RizeGaming. Quick look at the XP charts. Oh no, the stun, but he gets it, and this will be a dead Ghidra. Oh, beautiful invis on that.
Nice micro.
That really needs a shout out there. Invis on the Air Spirit, just to be able to pass through Ghidra at a faster speed, and then break the invis once inside.
Oh!
Does get hit by the Ice Path though, and the Dual Breath. No crush, no. Oh well, whatever. 9 for 1. I think they can afford it.
Get fogged.
Tied down on bot lane. This Bazzy pickup. What do you make of that? I'm not impressed.
It's dumb.
Yeah, I'm really not impressed, because the problem Ty's going to be having in this lane isn't about a lack or anything of armor. It's not even about an amount of physical damage. It's an amount of strength stolen that's killing him.
Yeah, I agree.
Vigidog, one of the casters, ult clicking the Templar's bottle there just to let us all know that she has it at 10 minutes into the game, which is good. It's important that she has it. Appreciate it. Oh, I see. No, it was actually a bit of a smarter pickup than that. It's an invis. Does get spotted though, and Yoda has dust. Shout out for that team.
So fast.
Genuine Mastermind is coming up, and they're going to catch Eke in an Ice Path. That one huge refraction blast from Mastermind gets the trap slow off. They really want Eke, and they managed to get the Necro kill on him as well.
Happy birthday.
Ice Path drop to help Mastermind get away. They actually managed to get a slowdown on Thorman. Don't think they'll be initiating on it.
Silencer, of course, brings the DOT that you were worried about them lacking.
Yep.
You can really see Brewmaster struggling to farm. His records are so weak.
That's often the way I think with Brewmaster. He's got his arcanes and his blink at 12 minutes. That's actually perfectly fine.
Oh wow, that's better than I thought.
That's insanely good. Sorry?
The same level as the TA.
Yeah, no, he's doing really well for a Brewmaster versus a TA.
Yeah.
I think that top, you know, that time they went up top really helped, because that was, I don't know whether he certainly got 2 of the kills. I think I might have got an assist as well. Nope, just 3 kills.
Yeah, I think he got all 3.
And going to be able to get an illusion rune. He's going to be happy with that.
May see a push middle to try to take some game control back from the Dire. No, they're going to TP the TA bottom.
I think she wants to get a couple of key items up. Oh, big silence going down. As Crush goes in on Zoe, they need one more hit. The Slark's here as well. Ravage goes down as well. Matrice is being brought low, but obviously this is Slark we're talking about, and now getting that strength sap on the Tide, and he's got his teammates here to help as well this time. Ice Path goes down, locks in 3, beautiful job. Only the Brewmaster Spirit's left alive. Bit of Skywrath harass there to finish off the Tide Hunter as he backs up Bars to tier 2. The range on that is just game-breaking sometimes.
Dire has fortified its structures.
Necro TPing top wants to get a bit of harass down on Thornman. So do you want to explain the Silence and Necro matchup that you were talking about previously and that we are now
I was
seeing?
pointing out that that for Necrophos, obviously he brings things to fight other than that with his some things to fight with his aura and his sadist, and those are great. But it's really Necro's right clicks in the mid game are more or less irrelevant. He's not right clicking scary at all, and it's really his ability to A, spam off his heals, and B, get his ult off on key targets. And Silencer prevents him from doing that. He really cannot contribute to a fight when silenced for extended periods of time. And when he doesn't have those things, when he doesn't have heals, and when he can't, he's always on a threat. Great Fissure.
It really was. Sorry. I would have interrupted you for the action, but it's kind of standard for the game. Matrice just going on a bit of a killing spree down on the bot lane.
From Eke. Spot on.
Yeah, that was a beautiful fissure.
Anyway, but so when he can't do either of those things, he's also really squishy. He can be taken down very quickly if focused, when he cannot heal himself, and he cannot trade his life with a Necro. It's just, he's easy to take down. So it's not a direct counter, but it is actually a pretty decent way to deal with him in fights.
Silence a TPing bot. It does kind of look like Radiant are looking to position up on this mid tower, and Genuine just backing up out of it.
His middle tower is under attack.
Bit of an early time to sack the tower though. Gidra getting way too close there. Like,
Not a lot of respect.
what did you think was going to happen? You got a blink on. You got the leap. You got the blink on the Beastmaster. Slark just tanking up this damage for his team. He can always pop his ult if there's any trouble, and he did finish off the wand.
That's the other end. It's a shovel. Or something, I
Okay.
think. Let's find out.
Okay.
DD rune up top.
Libby's enjoying Brewmaster's
Dire's
shovel
middle tower is
weapon.
under
Don't see a lot of shovel weapons.
It looks like a fly swatter to me.
That's an interesting one. They've not. It's normally some kind of flail, but that's.
Yes.
I can't remember the word for those.
It's a spade.
We'll call it the spade. Call a spade a spade.
It
Um,
also says spade on the weapon.
tower is being
no. There's a name for those things.
Go open Brewmaster's thing.
I'm looking. Spade of blood. Never there it's a spade. There was a weapon that looked like that. Some kind of pike.
It's sort of got a halberdy feel to it, I guess.
Yeah. One of those pole arms. But no, but
Yeah.
hey, if it says spade on it, it's a spade.
It's something that you European people used to kill each other for a while at some point.
Yeah. Back when you American people didn't exist yet.
We threw tomahawks.
So in effect, you American people used it. Anyway, we see Matrice looking to carry on the massive kill streak with a dust down on the TA as well. The Skyra thought a little bit off target.
tower is being attacked.
Probably should have waited for the Slark pounce to land before throwing that out, but he trusted his teammates.
Matrice wants this kill. Beautiful fissure to stop this though, and here comes the rest of the Radiant team. The Echo Slam goes down on 2, just for a little bit of extra stun and damage, and it was a good call. That's going to be GG, I think. 16 minutes, 5,000
They really should
XP,
just call it.
10,000 gold, and I think we know who we're going to be seeing next weekend.
Looks like it.
Yeah.
Middle tower is being
Sanjin Yasha pick up on Slark. You happy with that?
I love it.
Let's have a quick look. Just pop open the art and see if we do have anything hugely interesting jumping out at us from the screens here. We've got a blink up on Silencer.
Okay.
That's a that's a snowball item. I was gonna say stomp item, and then I was like, let's be nice. That's a snowball item. When you're doing really well. Nice blink there from the brew, and this Ogre really is just underestimating how
This
reactive
every
Ryze are.
fissure from this Earthshaker has been in this mid game has been right on. Has been perfect.
Were there some bad ones early game?
Maybe there. I don't know.
I don't remember any. Yeah.
Especially since with so many stuns, you'd think it would be hard for him to get in quite the right position, but they're not making it hard for them.
Every fissure has been right.
And another beautiful blink leap combo downs on Zoe. We've had the split as well, and that's Bear Man Pig.
Ice Path lands. Just call it, please.
I think, okay, there's one. I think that fissure, technically, they did get the kill, but technically could have been slightly better.
Okay.
Had it been angled slightly differently, it would also have blocked the path between the fissure and the barracks, which I don't think it did. But they got the kill. I mean, all they needed there was a stun, and it was a definite kill, so... That's one rack. Second rack coming on. And you know, the other thing we were saying about Genuine is they don't scale as well as Rise.
Okay, I'll be done in just a second. I'll call you.
They just don't. The only part of the game they could have won would have been early with some decent pushes, lots of tower taking. Mastermind getting spotted out. There's a silence. Wants to go in on Yoda. The fissure goes off. Then the stomp. But they don't have a huge amount more lockdown here. Crazy fight. So much speed, but Skywrath for Templar. Again in favor of Rise. Thorman with a Hyperstone. So what do you think, AC pick up soon?
Yeah, should be.
Ice Path goes down, gonna lock him in place, and oh, the Bearman Pig TP just interrupted by that fissure. Silencer finally in position after a few pathing errors to just right click him down. God, I hate the pathing around fissure. And GG, well played, called from Zoe.
I really like games that have both Jakiro and Earthshaker in them because it's always fun to see the big AoE controls like crisscross and parallel.
I completely agree. And what you want to do is play Spirit Breaker in those games. It's hell. But yeah, GG, both teams. I think it would be very hard to contest that Rise deserve the win, and I'm really looking forward to seeing them next weekend in the main event. But yeah, any final thoughts, guys?
I'm sad that Skywrath Mage didn't die that much, because he has my favorite death animation.
That was a bit sad. It's kind of satisfying given how annoying his voice is when he dies. So
I wanna go back and point out how awesome that Doom set was in the first game.
That's your final thought?
Great Doom set.
This is how David he shows his disdain for certain games if they were just too one-sided. He comments on the fashions of a previous game.
I think Rise is better than Genuine
At Dota.
at Dota.
Not at cooking. We're not sure about that.
Not certain, but at Dota they're better at it than them.
That's, I think, fair. Yeah. That's fair.
But that Doom set, though.
That Doom set, though. That Doom set, though. Yeah. That Doom set. Yeah, well, GG's. Thanks to everybody for tuning in. Please do follow, subscribe, like, whatever VOD method you are using to watch this. And many thanks to ESL and Razer as well. Obviously, this is the end of the group stage, but the proper 2-day main event is next weekend. I think Saturday and Sunday, but we haven't got all the details yet. So please do tune in for that as well. It's going to be awesome. So yeah, cheers guys, and it's good night from me.
Alright.
Oh, you don't know enough British 1960s comedy. Never mind.
I don't know what you're talking about.
And then you go, and it's good night from him. And never mind. Anyway, good night, and thanks very much to David E and Libby for helping.
No one says anything like that.
Ever.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
And
No
it's
one says
goodbye from me.
In America, no one says that. It's not a thing.
It's good night and good luck.
Yeah, good night, good luck, or like
Say good night, Gracie.
good night, Gracie.
Good night,
That,
Gracie.
good night, Gracie. That we got stuff, but not that. I don't even know what that is.
All right. Well, 10-4, good buddy. And thanks to anyone for tuning in as well. Cheers, guys.
All right.
Bye-bye.